did you learn about financials that this opportunity allotted you that you wouldn't have otherwise learned if you didn't take that extra time to dive in?
I think I've learned more later in it than I did at the time. I didn't really see anything in particular that was blowing my mind. You know, if I were to look back and say, what did I learn? That they counted every single penny down to the nitty gritty. And when I worked there, I hated it. I thought it was ridiculous, you know, to be like literally, you know, once a week, they would count every piece of silverware. That's how they were owned by, or one of the partners was an accountant. And so it was a very penny pinched business model.
I mean, we learned from David Scott Peters the significance of menu engineering and knowing exactly what down to the penny every item on that menu is, including the menu. But now you're saying including the menu itself, right? Every element that goes into the experience you need to count to track.
You don't have to.
What happens when you do?
Well, you have a better chance of survival.
Yes.
You have a better chance of success when you pay attention, and that's what happens with 99.9% of chefs that are unsuccessful in their ventures, whenever that may be in their career, is they don't care about how much things cost. They care about the way it looks, and they care about what the menu says. But you know, it's incredibly important to understand the finances.
Awesome. Any other lessons there before moving on?
No, not from Riyadh. I mean, it was, well, I would, let me take that back. The other thing that drove me crazy is that we would be, at the time it drove me crazy, is that they only emailed you. And so you'd be sitting in a room with 5 managers, and the manager 2 seats over would send you an email. And you'd literally be like, hey, I'm fucking right here. Just ask me the question.
So what's the lesson? How did that leave an
accountability?
Impact? Okay.
It's a trail. No, I asked you to do that, and you haven't done it. So it held people more. And
no,
again,
he said, she said. There's a paper like.
And that's something I learned, and I didn't get it at the time. I get it now as, you know, the owner of 6 restaurants and, you know, 25 plus management team. It's like, you know, hey, did you email it? No, I just told them. Okay, well, if you emailed it, then you could say, well, I asked you to do this on Friday at 3 o'clock. You said no problem. Now it's Monday and it's not done.
If you enjoyed this video, please help us out. You can do it by liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon. It really helps out. And don't forget, there's a complete archive of every episode with show notes at restaurantunstoppable.com.